And it says we are live. I'm here, you're beautiful. It's Wednesday night, not Thursday night, Wednesday night. And it is time this week and next week for GotBot Goes live. Yes, tonight on a special night, we have the show. Next week will also be a special night. I meant to announce it last week and I absolutely forgot. I have no idea how many people are actually going to show up. Considering this isn't the right night for the show, we will see. We will certainly go through the news and we'll do the same next week. If you're wondering why, we are doing it tonight and next Wednesday because tomorrow is our youngest birthday. So I kind of don't want to do the show on his birthday, even if, he's a teenager and, outside of having a nice family supper. I mean, it might not be much, but the point is I want to be free, of course, for that because it's his birthday. And next Thursday I can't because I actually got to do my day job. And it's parent-teacher interviews, such as life. I gotta put the real job ahead of this job. But because I am loyal to you guys, I will do everything I can, of course, to make sure that we don't miss the show. We've never missed it. We've moved days, we've moved times, but we've never missed it. Of course, we all know heading into December, things get a little bit wonky time-wise. Anyway, I'll say this now. Another reason that I wanted to do it Wednesdays because I know that the U.S. is heading into Thanksgiving weekend down there. So happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Of course, we had ours in October. So from my perspective, it's a belated happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a great time with your family and stuff. Old GotBot won't be in the way, and we'll still be after getting through all of our news. Let me adjust. I want to adjust my mic there just a little bit. I don't know if this is going to help or not. It might not. It might not help. It might not help, but I'm going to leave it around right there just because as I move back and forth, I feel like it might be kind of, sort of centered. We'll call it centered. Why not? Let's call it centered. Let's see what you guys are saying before we kind of get going into the news. Hey, Master Fire. Hey, Francis. Grab Beast Machine's Black Arachnia for $12. Interesting. I don't know the figure, and she's always looked very odd to me, but yet I feel like every time I hear tell of somebody with her, they're always like, she's great. She's wonderful. I really don't know. But $12 seems like a great price. Yeah, right. I mean, and it's like it's 17, so it's one of those like, now you're old enough to get your license and stuff, right? Hey, Dragonfly. Poor Dragonfly is trapped in a snowstorm. I mean, what better way to hunker down in a snowstorm than to sit back for an hour or so and watch old GotBot? I got Earthspark Cyberglow Megatron the other day. You know what? Unfortunately, I don't think that wave is going to come here at this point. I haven't seen the hashtag, and I haven't seen the sound wave, and I haven't seen the Megatron. And that's a real shame. I'm very glad now that I went ahead and bit the bullet and got the Takara hashtag. So at least I have a version of her, and I preferred that over the Warrior Class 1, which, by the way, I've also never seen. I'd love to see what the Hasbro Deluxe of her is like compared to what Takara did, where they adapted the Warrior Class 1. I'd be very, very interested to see what it's like. I'm happy to have the one I have, but I'd be very interested to see that one as well. Good get, though, with the Cyberglow Megatron. I got my Tundra Prime. Yeah, I remember us talking about that last week. Saturday, right before my birthday on Sunday last week. And happy belated birthday, Dragonfly, if I didn't say happy birthday to you earlier. Deluxe hashtag is great. I can believe it. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get her here at this point. Maybe we will. You never know. I say that, and maybe tomorrow will be just the time where it's like, guess what I found, right? So time will tell. Let's jump into the news because otherwise I'm going to be around here all night, and I'm sure that I'm busy, and I'm also sure that you guys are getting ready to settle in for a nice holiday weekend. So let's begin with this. That's right. So Earthspark is coming back December 5th in the US with 2 specials. And it looks like at least in one of those specials, they will be introducing the Liege Maximo. I don't think we've ever had the Liege Maximo in any animation other than his arm being attached to Megatron and Transformers Prime. That said, I know nothing about it. The video is not available in my country, so I literally know absolutely nothing about it. Can't watch it. It's not a thing that's happening here. My guess would be because YTV has the rights for distribution in Canada, and I don't know why it's been so long since my DVR has recorded a new episode. But I mean, there you go, and that's the image for the other special. So it is what it is. But introducing the Liege Maximo, I find very, very interesting. And right away, my assumption is that he's probably going to be the big bad guy. In Cyberverse, we had Megatronus. In the Power of the Primes, or I guess we should say the Prime Wars trilogy. I know that was Machinima, not great, but that also had Megatronus. But we've never had the Liege Maximo. And honestly, while Megatronus is always considered the first Decepticon, I've always thought that the Liege Maximo was the first Decepticon, and that he deceived the fallen Megatronus into letting his rage out, his murderous rage out. I feel like Megatronus is a tragic character who was deceived and manipulated by the Liege Maximo. That's the way I've always seen it. Fancy some Wild King? Fancy Christmas? Well, guess what? You are going to be covered because Wild King is releasing some of their figures in Christmas bags. I don't know why. This is Energy Optimus Prime and Energy, I don't know what it's called, Energy Extreme or some nonsense like that. Like, I'm not super into what they are. It is Energy Master Megatron. Energy Master Megatron. I apologize. So it's Energy Optimus Prime, Energy Master Megatron. I almost just want the bag. That said, this Megatron's all right. He looks okay. Or you can get this 2-pack in the bag. It is Optimus and Light Long. Or Megatron and Captain Volca. Captain Volca. What a silly name. I love it, though, but what a silly name. I'm guessing that these are, readily available in Japan. Outside of Japan, I'm going to guess that they're not so easy to come across. But they're cute. I like it. I like the idea of putting them in the bag. And it looks like it's a reusable bag, which is even better. My wife, for example, is very much now into putting gifts and stuff in reusable bags rather than wrapping them in paper and, like paper goes thrown away, hurting the environment and stuff, right? So we've really kind of gotten into the reusable bags thing. If you are a fan of Battleground, it's coming to an end, basically. I'll basically sort of read this. The official Steam website have updated with an announcement regarding Transformers Battlegrounds, leaving digital platforms at the end of December. So get your playing in now while you can. Released in 2020, the video game was based on the Cyberverse universe. Read on for details, but I mean, basically, Battlegrounds is coming to an end, which I guess makes sense. I mean, it's gone on for 5 years. It's in the Cyberverse universe, and we've been away from Cyberverse now for a little while, so I could see them kind of getting to the point of it's time to move on from there. TFCon LA, whole bunch of guests. Very first one here, of course, is Richard Newman. Vector Prime, Rhinox, take your pick, right? Tankor, take your pick. Venus Terzo was also announced, of course, Black Arachnia. David, I hope I'm saying his name right, Riordan, basically 2001's Megatron, Galvatron, and Omega Supreme. And there was one more, Alec Willows. Alec Willows is also going to be at TFCon. And if you don't know who Alec Willows is, he was Tarantulas. I feel like TFCon is very RID 2001 and Beast Wars heavy with its guests this year. Don't think that's a bad thing. I just find it very interesting. Lasercat with their Volcanicus. Lasercat's kind of cool. I like their design. Again, this is one of those things that I look at and I'm like, the love is here. Kind of the way I talk about Kang toys. The love is definitely here. And this is not as stylized as Kang toys, but it is small and it is super deformed. So you kind of got to be in for an adorable little Volcanicus, I suppose. I do like the huge size of his sword, though. Look at that. Yikes. And look at the big clomping feet on the guy. I mean, it's cool. I'm not into the super deformed stuff, But if you are, I think that this is pretty good, honestly. A small, super deformed chibi version of the Dinobots that combine. We have clear images of both modes. These are sold as a 5-pack. So if you're going to get Laser Cats, super deformed Volcanicus, you're going to get all 5 of the Dinobots. You don't have to worry about hunting them down. They're all there in one package. I do like that. I've often said that gift packs, if you want to call it that, group packs for combiners is the best way to do it. Speaking of TFCon LA, during that weekend, which will be March 13th to the 15th, also at the Whiskey A Go Go, Stan Bush and Vince DiCola will both be performing on the 14th. That's Saturday, basically, in between the Friday, the 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th, look at that. And Saturday and Sunday the 15th. So right in the middle of that, if you're at TFCon in LA, I don't know, on the Saturday night, if you want something to do, go to the Whiskey A Go Go. Stan Bush and Vince DiCola will both be there. For Transformers fans, I think a lot of people would call them musical royalty. By the way, I'm kind of marking off the news as I go through here since I sort of started it that way. I don't usually do that, but that's what I'm doing tonight. We'll go up here. We saw images last week of the trailer for the Blokees Wheels Optimus Prime, and I think this is really cool. So the trailer is compatible with the Blokees Wheels IDW Optimus Prime. We saw the prototype at China Toy Expo 2025. The new images show the trailer details, interior, blah, blah, blah. It will be released on November 24th, so it's already released in the Chinese market first. Apparently a limited release. Word that comes to me now over the last week is that this won't be a Chinese exclusive, but it will be a Chinese first. I don't know when it's supposed to get a wider release outside of China. I have no idea. But I have heard from 3 different sources, because I reported last week that I thought that this might be a Chinese exclusive like the Nemesis Prime. Word is the Nemesis Prime is a Chinese exclusive, but the trailer will get a wider release later on. I think they both should, honestly, but time will tell if any of that's true. I would not necessarily call that a for sure thing. I kind of trust the sources, but I'm not 100% convinced yet. Time will tell. But for anybody in for this, oh man, I hope you can get it. Look at it. I really think that's quite nice. I prefer the all white stripe because that's the more animation accurate one, even though I know the blue shows up now and then. But this is still quite nice, and I love the silver look of it. Very shiny and nice. When you open it up, I mean, you got roller in there. You got the little, I don't know what you call it, repair bay arm thing. I'm a bit surprised that the blue is this light. I would have expected a darker blue, but I don't think it's egregious. I think it's fine. Nice molded detail in there. By the way, when I reviewed the AS Toys kit and I had the trailer that I said was going to go with my Nemesis Prime, which it is, I said that the flip down part that Roller would drive out on couldn't go down all the way. I didn't have the bumper flip down. And yes, the bottom part still does open up for storage. I knew I was forgetting something. That's what it was. I didn't have the bumper flip down. It's been a hot minute since I dealt with the trailer. And honestly, you you guys wouldn't know this, but you're lucky you've gotten any content from me this month because November has been absolutely insane. November's always insane, but you throw in trying to adjust to a new job, and phew, it's been nuts. Again, that can go on roller and it rolls fine. Actually, no, I think it rolls itself. I don't think it's on roller at all. I stand corrected. Roller can tow the trailer. I mean, I like the double tire. Like, you have the double tires there. Like, it's impressive. No doubt about it. If you're in for this, this is really cool. Love the look of roller. I love the look of it all. I really think it worked out well. I'm not an IDW fan, but like, this is a great looking Optimus Prime. And quite versatile with how you can attach the repair bay and use rollers. Very versatile. It does everything it needs to do. I'm really impressed by that, actually. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to take a second and check in with you guys. And we'll go on. I'm not going to belabor this. If I skip things, I apologize. I stopped right there. Hope things don't get too crazy with the snow, Dragonfly. That's what Franzi says. Hey, Albert. Hey, Big M. We're going to be shifting a more video game oriented focus. Also, Hasbro. We're going to do a more video game focus. Let's shut down Battleground. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. If I remember right about Earthspark, Quintus, he was played by the same guy as Mr. Krabs. I don't know what a Mr. Krabs is, so I don't know. Hey, Joe. Unlike the Kang Toys version, I can actually tell what I'm looking at. Fair. That's true. I mean, at least it looks like Volcanicus. As we go down here, we need a roller figure that can transform. I don't need that. I've never known Roller to transform. He's just a little drone lad. But I'm sure that it exists somewhere and somebody wants it. So I don't know. Hope you get it, I guess. The bumper doesn't need to flip down to open the trailer door on the official. No, but it does on this one. Twin Mill and Bone Shaker finally showed up. What do you mean finally showed up? I find it so crazy. Speaking of which, one of the news items is that they're out in the U.S. Let's see if I can just find where the first one was. No, they've been seen everywhere, but it was reported at a Walmart in Albuquerque. But I mean, lots of places in the states are getting them. It's not, neither of them are even due to be released here until January 1st. I haven't heard of any reports here at all. So, you say finally, I'm like, this is over a month early. This is like 5 weeks early. It's not finally, it's 5 weeks early, bro. I guess it's all perspective, hey? I did my bone shaker yesterday. I got my bone shaker yesterday. Yeah, I can't say anything about it, and I don't want to know anything about it because if people say stuff now, it's only going to color my opinion. I don't watch other reviews and stuff until I got something in hand or I know I'm not getting it. I don't want to know a thing about it because all it's going to do is paint my views. I learned that lesson the hard way by getting built up for stuff and then being let down or being told something was going to be junk and getting it and loving it. But like, I don't know if I was as objective and honest because I already had a preconceived notion. So now I try to avoid all of that stuff. We know that Takara is doing these little boxes, and now we actually have clear images of them with, like, I'm assuming a picture, a little fake. This can't be a real Optimus in here. It's only a little keychain type of dealy thing. Very, very tiny, but that's the Optimus Prime. Yes, these are Japanese boxes. That's Jazz. Bumblebee, but Bumblebee's obviously a picture on the box. Megatron. Galvatron. Scourge, and this very much just looks like a picture on the box. And we're back to the Optimus. Maybe all of these are pictures on the box. I don't know, but like they're just little boxes. I assume they're actually cardboard because this looks folded up. I don't know how well these are going to hold up over time, but I guess if you're the right type of collector, I guess you'll take care of them. Let's go back out of this. If you've been watching Cyberworld episodes 16, 17 are up, I think I've got to catch up from episode 5. So I got a bunch to catch up on, but they're short, so it's not going to take too long. The Battersea Power Station flagship store having its first anniversary. Not much to say. I mean, it's a first anniversary, right? There's the store. Here's the announcement of the first anniversary and whatnot. I mean, visit it if you're there. I mean, special things going on. But I mean, most of us just can't get there, right? But if you live there, cool. Go check it out if you've never checked it out. This is what I was talking about with Twin Mill and Bone Shaker. Also out at a Target in, where was this? Central New York. Thrust. If you didn't get Thrust first time around, try now. A lot of people this week I have seen post saying, you know, screw the scalpers or nuts to the scalpers or I hate the scalpers. And they're all showing a Thrust. I have said for years and years, never, ever, 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 ever overpay. If you're paying scalper prices, then you're just feeding that bad behavior. And I get it. A lot of people are like, yeah, but if I don't pay the scalper price and I really want it, then how am I ever going to get it? Patience. Eventually, someone will give you the right price. But we got to stop and not just Transformers collectors. I think everybody, period. You got to stop being motivated by wanting something and start saying, man, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I have heard prices for Thrust. Thrust. It's not even a great Voyager mold, but I've heard people pay 250 US. I mean, the thing has no waist. It has no wrist. It has hollow biceps. Why are you paying $250 for it? I was bitter paying at the time $40 for it. I think it's a $20 value, $20 Canadian at that. I'm just saying, patience rewards the virtuous. I'm really, really glad that that's getting a release. I really, really hope that Runabout also gets a reissue, especially since the Runamuck showed up. Really, really hope so. Venus Terzo, I already mentioned her. Blokees Shining version. Spark of Decepticon. Not much to say here. I mean, there's Megatron being very Megatron-y. Optimus. This is Shatterglass Starscream. Viewfinder. I guess you could get 3 of them and call it Reflector, but specifically it's Viewfinder. Wheeljack, Shockwave, and I guess that's Tarn. That looks like Tarn. They look cool, no doubt about it. And a whole bunch of images of them. Blind box, easy to build. That's it. That's it. Blind box, easy to build. And I showed you all of them. Again, if you like them, cool. I don't know I don't know what makes them shining version. I don't know. I don't really know Blokees that well. I don't know if that's a size class. I'm not gonna lie. It might be size class. I'm sure some of you know better than me. And then we have this image. It's only an image, but you could see that, of course, it's Q and it's Alpha Trion. We've seen that. This is the Orion Pax. It is, I'm thinking actually a new mold. I thought it was an adaptation of the Studio One Deluxe Optimus, but I don't know. If it is an adaptation, I think that it's also a new chest as well as a new head. And some people say that the Bumblebee is a new mold. I don't think so. I think the Bumblebee is just the 86, except now it has blue windows. I need to see more of it. This is like an all-in-one image. I'm going to reserve judgment on both of those until we see more from it. It'll be interesting to see if this actually is yet another new Bumblebee mold. I will say this, though. I think I prefer the blue windows over the black. I still don't like the square chest. That just does not seem right. We'll go down here. Then I guess I'll read this as the easiest way. Catching up with some Transformers sightings in the UK. Energex Megatron type Godzilla was found at Forbidden Planet, Southampton. The YOLO Park BMK, that's the beginner series. The BMK basic and easy to build kits of Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Starscream. And YOLO Park AMK, Wave 2 of Prowl, Hound, RC, and Jazz were spotted at Forbidden Planet, Nottingham, and Derby. And Blokees Galaxy version Defender Wave 1 and Galaxy version Wave 8 blind boxes at the Entertainers. I don't know if there's anything other than, yeah, there's a couple of pictures. The Godzilla Megatron, it's the Takara like crossover one, right? The one that's really just the Grimlock. These are the BMK easy to build ones that are only basically like putting the arms, the legs, the head on. It's all on ball joints, which I'm not angry about, but I mean, it is what it is. This is the Prowl and the RC and whatnot. These are the AMK ones, Hound, Jazz, and the classic Wave 1, Wave 8. So there you go. If you're in the UK, all kinds of officially licensed third-party goodies, I suppose, if you're into any of that. I mentioned Alec Willows, of course, voice of Tarantulas. Auldey, Action Wave 3, Chaotic Threshold. Who's in Wave 3 of the Aldeys? Ricochet, or Stepper if you prefer. Bumblebee, Brawl, Brawn, and Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime. That looks more like Rodimus Prime to me. Galvatron, reformatting Megatron. There you go. There's the Galvatron. And it's very colored akin to the Studio Series 86. I still think that this looks a little too blue for my taste, but I understand a lot of people will see this and be like, yeah, that's the ideal paint scheme for the guy, and go for it. You can see the size there. The Insecticons. And that gives you the idea. I don't think it actually says them here. Hot Rod, Brawn, Ricochet, Galvatron, reformatting Megatron. Yeah, shown with characters from other waves, being like the Insecticons and stuff. We have a bunch of images of Big Convoy, and like nothing too surprising, but I'm gonna go down and show this. So yes, his big cannon thing does still go on his back. It looks like it goes on over this peg. That's not a long peg. If the tolerance on that is either bit off, I think it's going to be a real bummer. I'll also note that his legs that are on the hips stick way out behind him, as does this. I know the other one does as well, but for some reason here, I really notice it, and I don't know why I'm noticing it so much. I do like flipping these forward so they become extra blasters. The guy's very versatile. The original was very versatile. Even with all the kibble, there's so many joints and hinges and stuff that you can really move everything out of the way. You could do the same here. The Matrix goes in, looks great. But what I wanted to go down to was this stuff. So this, if you know Beast Wars Neo, this is pretty much an accurate scale. This is, yeah, really about the way that this should scale. Magmatron, way bigger than Big Convoy. Way bigger than Big Convoy. Big Convoy is about the size of Lio Convoy and Optimus Primal. But he seems, for a leader, he's a leader. And honestly, the Megatron is not really a leader. It does not have close to enough mass to be a leader. Nowhere close. It is Voyager Plus, just like the 86 Optimus is really Voyager Plus. It's what an old Voyager used to be. This seems a little small to me next to Megatron. But to be fair, some people have argued and said, well, the Beast Wars stuff should be smaller because it was smaller. Maybe. Next to Optimus. Now, this scale seems about right next to Lio Convoy. This seems about right. Though I would say this. I feel like Big Convoy should be slightly taller than Lio Convoy. I might, though, be biased here. Again, I might be biased here because I'm so used to the scale of the anime accurate version, and I feel like that's the ideal scale. So I might be a bit biased. This is probably the ideal scale. But like, look at the height here next to a deluxe. This is a leader class. And I get that there's a lot of joints, a lot of engineering, and a lot of parts. And maybe the mass is there because it would be compacted into the body. But a leader class hardly being taller than the deluxe? I get that this guy has a lot of hollowness and whatnot, but he is a true blue deluxe. He's 84, 85 grams. I wish that this was a bit bigger. I still want it, though, as a Nemesis version. With the Bumblebee, see, this looks like the same mold to me. Except now, on the new one, now the windows are going to be blue. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I do love the look of it. I think that it looks great. And I love the look of it in Woolly Mammoth mode. It looks really good. You know, that little gripe about the size, like, don't let that deter you because he looks really, really quite good. In hand, actual in hand, now just run of the mill, like on table and stuff. I do wish that down under his tusk there was more. I feel like that seems a little wonky. Undercarriage here, very much like the original. It's robot underneath. You can fold out the legs and whatnot to store the little missile things in there. I kind of like this better than the part that pushes in on the leg. I like it folding around. Looks great. Really, really looks great. If you've been on the fence, don't be. I'd say get him with confidence. Just know that I'm concerned if he's a full-on value. But he has a lot of paint. He has a lot of parts. He has a lot of hinges and joints. There's a lot going on here, and I do acknowledge that. And yes, he can hold his Matrix. Man, do I hope that DNA Design revisits their Matrix Buster. I really do. Very impressive. There he is next to Lyle Convoy again, the Hasbro version. I think that this looks good. I still think he should probably be slightly taller, but whatever. I'm not at all angry about this. I'm really, really not. I can't be. I think it's really good. Sunstreaker out in the US. He's been out here for a year. He got his reissue up here a long time ago, but out in the US, seen at a Target in Bainbridge, Ohio. Funko Pop, they have their hot rod with Matrix Glow. And I was like, what in the hell is Matrix Glow? Here's what it is. It glows. The Matrix actually glows. I mean, it's still a Funko Pop, so it does nothing. He just stands there and holds the Matrix and looks stoic, like a leader, I guess. It's obviously Hot Rod. Look at the lower legs. He is not all Rodimus primed up yet, but man, he's getting ready to light a darkest hour. And boom, there he is, lighting things up. I don't really like Funko Pops. They're not my thing, but this one looks good. Like the mold and stuff is certainly nice looking, no doubt. If you're into the Dreamwave comics and you want to go back in time, issues 31 and 32 of their Energon series, that's up. You can scan the QR codes and read to your heart's content. Swapticons, a couple of more packs, notably Black Arachnian Tarantulas, Laserbeak, and Pterosaur. I mean, mash them together, I guess. I suppose. I assume that this Laserbeak, by the way, is not G1 Laserbeak. I assume it is the blue Pterosaur repaint that was Laserbeak in Beast Wars. I don't know. These things aren't selling here. They're a flop. I don't know what they're like where you're to, but they're a complete flop here. Takara showed as well, and this is the last thing. They also showed off a new image of their Missing Link Delta Magnus, but we're going to see a billion more of these. This was kind of unveiled as a full image along with the one Alpha Trion and Orion Pax and Q and the Devastation Bumblebee. So this was also showing the same thing. Of course, you can see here 2025 12/4 new item. What can I say? December 4th. It looks like that's when pre-orders for this will go up. It's the Ultra Magnus. Everything we've seen with that in Delta Magnus colors. And would you believe, ladies and gents, that is the news. That's the news. Let's check in with you guys again here. See what you guys are saying. I only say finally because my package got lost for a few days. I'm glad you got it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just joking about it. I just find it always humorous when people say, I finally got this, when here it hasn't even released. I just find it humorous when I hear people say, finally got this. I'm like, dude, that's months away yet. It's just, it speaks to distribution, if anything. Release schedules are crazy nowadays. Yes, absolutely. Apparently, Australia just got Quintus yesterday, and I've seen some blast-offs and brawl. I've seen that too, actually. Cyber World episode 16 was 10 minutes and ended on a pretty big cliffhanger. You would know more than me, honestly. And I mean, but again, 5 or 10 minutes, this is not a huge, it's not like I got to catch up on 5 30 or 10 30-minute episodes. I got to catch up on 10 5 or 10 minutes episodes. Even if I got to catch up on 10 10-minute episodes, that's not very long. That's 100 minutes. That's not that long. Give yourself a hour and a half, 2 hours. You got it all watched. On Wednesday, hey, yeah, I already explained why we're doing it Wednesday. We're going to do it Wednesday next week too, D-Dog. Was able to get them Walmart 2-packs online. Good for you. I'm glad you got them, buddy. Now re-release Misfire. Can't believe the asking price for that. Yes, he's another one that I think is well due. I feel like, much like Slug Slinger, he could end up in like an Amazon 2-pack or something. I feel like that's how you're going to get a misfire. Hate to say it, but I think that's what's going to happen. I did overpay a bit for the thrust, but nowhere near 200 plus. And yeah, we really need a misfire reissue. Orion and B are new molds. Yeah. Are they though? I mean, I got to be honest with you. I know that the scuttlebutt is that they are, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anything that really stands out to me as new molds. Maybe they are, but I need to see more than that. But it's not striking me as a new mold. I can't speak to it because I'm not going to report that they're new molds just because a bunch of fans think that they are. I need to see more. I need to see it firsthand. Hey Steve, why is Blokees pronounced Blokees when the spelling suggests Blokees? I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue because I was calling them Blokees for a long time. I don't know why they're called Blokees. You're right. It should be Blokees. I don't know why Blokees caught on. I really don't. Looks more purple than 86 Galvatron, at least maybe a little bit. I wish it was slightly taller like the Encore Big Convoy. Yes, that's what I was thinking too. Hey Marcus, actually no, you're not late, buddy. I'm early. Saw Runamuck today in Walmart, right? The Runamuck is there. Runabout gotta follow, right? The thrust is out. Surely they're gonna do Runabout again, right? Funko Pop suck. I'm with you. I have no idea if Runabout will be. I think he should be. Hey, Big Convoy. Well, we were going through the news just then. Have fun at TFCon. Orion and B. Yeah, Orion and B. The Takara stuff is the Orion and the Bumblebee. People are saying new molds. Maybe it is. I need to see more than that image with the 4 of them in it. Let's do the trivia, and then we'll do the unboxing, and we can get out of here. I get a Leader 1 vibe from Slingshot. I think it's the eyes and the bald head, probably. I can understand why you would. I really can understand why you would. We got all that, and we got all that. We got this, and this, and this. All done. All done. And we still got the unboxing over here. Let's do the trivia question. Are you guys ready? What is sound waves? Hand weapon called in G1? Is it A, a sound disruptor, B, a wavelength ranger, C, a volumizer, or D, a concussion blaster? What is his handheld weapon in G1? A, a sound disruptor, B, a wavelength ranger, C, a volumizer, or D, a concussion blaster? What do you guys think? We have a D. We only have one vote yet. Come on, guys. Bunch of cheaters, I'd say, going and looking it up. A, nah, there you go. Play the game right. D, A. Come on. Nobody else got a guess? I'm so disappointed. I thought this was going to be a super easy one. We got D, A. I could see how they would be the 2 most popular choices. I didn't think C was going to get any bets. Yeah, it's D. It's a concussion blaster. As a matter of fact, a concussion blaster is used by a lot of Transformers. It's what Blitzwing uses. It's what Perceptor uses when he actually fights. It's mostly used by Decepticons, but there are some Autobots that have it as well. Yeah, harpoon launcher. That'd be pretty cool, actually. All right, let's do the unboxing, and then we can get out of here. So the unboxing tonight, the first thing is very interesting. It's going to be tomorrow's review, and there's actually 2 of them. And these are good old Montoy. Good old Montoy. So you know it's going to be great. And maybe you've seen them, and maybe you haven't, but it's these little planes. So far, I've seen 4 colorations. I have 2. Some come with a blaster, some come with a sword. The articulation is actually shockingly good with these. By the way, here's the plane on the stand it comes with. The entire plane on the back and the chest, all of that die cast. There's a shocking amount of heft here. And while it can be tough sometimes to get them to stand, there are other times when you're getting a dynamic pose when actually all the die cast on the back and whatnot really helps you. For $4.75 Canadian. So under $5 Canadian. These are great. and we'll see them tomorrow. I do both of them in one review. We'll see the transformation in both directions and all of the articulation and stuff. So really looking forward to those. Then on Tuesday, we're going to take a look at a part of a multi-pack, not the entire multi-pack. This was bought separately from the multi-pack. Sadly, it's not mine, though I very much want this. It belongs to our buddy Daryl. And I'm very lucky that on Tuesday we get to take a look at Horrible. Can't wait to take a look at this guy. I have Fangry and I have Squeeze Play. I really do want this guy, but I just don't want the other three in the pack at all. If I knew I could offload them, I know I can offload the hubcap. If I knew I could offload the animated Nemesis Prime and the white deluxe Ultra Magnus, I would grab it because I do want it. I don't know. I'd love to have them, but I can't justify a multi-pack for the sake of one. Just can't do it anymore. By the way, those jets, if I was to say anything, they're their own molds. They're not a KO of anything, by the way. But if I was to compare them to something, I would say that the closest thing that they are like, the closest thing that they're almost a KO of, would probably be the robot. Now I'm digging deep here. The Robot Masters Air Hunter. The arms and legs are different, but the overall sort of body type and stuff is very similar to that. So if you know the Robot Masters Air Hunter, then you got a pretty good idea of where this is headed. And that's it, my friends. We are done. Once again, we've gone through all the news, which a lot of it tonight I think were like tidbits of news more than anything deep. Maybe the deepest thing were the guests for TFCon. We've done the trivia, and now we've done the unboxing. We still have things there. Don't worry. We got enough content certainly to get us to the holidays. And I'm sure that as we move forward, remember, eventually we're going to do the holiday version of the show and stuff. We're getting there. We're almost through another year. Can you believe it? Almost through another year. This week's countdown is one that has a question to be voted on. But once we enter December, I'm probably going to start moving into the best of, worst of, and start with the best of fan vote, the worst of fan vote, and then for a couple of weeks, I'll do my own best and worst. Worst is going to be rough because I don't know if I actually bought enough this year. Might have to rethink how I'm doing those. We'll see. Anyway, for now, I am going to say thank you for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time, man. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And, man, don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, Wednesday night. Remember, next week is also Wednesday. Or the old-fashioned way inside the videos. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend, folks.